Hello and welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name is Mark Hoffman and today we're going to take you around our 2009 MY09.5 Berlina sports wagon. As you can see, I'm about to walk across the shot, but as you can see at the front, presents really well. We've got our nice black headlights with the chrome buckets for obviously light emittance, but at the front, a couple of minor touch-ups on the very leading edge of this bonnet. If you were to talk to Jesse about getting a bonnet protector, you'd probably never see them, and the rest of the bonnet presents really well. Down the front, we've also got little chrome fog lights down there as well as the chrome grille the Berlina gets. Quite a nice look for the front of this car actually. Coming around the side of the vehicle, you'll notice we've got the nice Berlina alloy wheels with a lot of good tyre tread on the front tyre there. Little mud flaps down the bottom as well as the indicators in the front guards. Coming down the side of the Commodore, one thing I can really talk about here is the lack of any scratches or dents on this vehicle. Presents in really good condition actually. Coming around to the back, we have we've got brand new tyres on the back of this car as well. So great condition at the front, brand new at the back, unmarked alloy wheel. One thing to note while we're at the side of the car, I'm going to get my camera in to stand back a little bit. One thing I like about the VE wagons, unlike the wagons of the old days, they're not longer than the sedan. It's actually the exact same length as the sedan. So easy to drive, easy to park as well. Coming around the back of the Berlina now, quite a nice, the colour's now showing through because of the sun, you can probably see it a bit more. Really nice colour. Tow bar, we do have an Anderson plug down here as well. That's a good thing to note. If you're towing a little van or you want to charge some batteries in your van, nice feature to have. Rear sensors as well, and we'll get into the tailgate in a little bit more detail a little later on in this video. Now, the passenger side of the vehicle, that's commonly where you see damage on a vehicle if there was to be any, because of that evil concrete thing we call a gutter. It's claimed many a wheel. Now, none of that here, both the front and the rear wheel, unmarked, and I use that term very carefully. I mean, if you get, that's actually a bit of stuff from the tyre being fitted, not a single mark on the alloy wheels of this car. Someone has driven this car very carefully. Now on the side of this car, there are a couple of things to note. There's a little mark just down here on the side skirt. You've got to get really close to see it. Just standing back 3 feet, you'd never notice it. And a little touch up here on the passenger door as well. As you see, it's about the width of my finger. Overall, not a mark or scratch on the car, just that. Really clean car actually. Alright, around to the front of the Berlina now, we're going to talk about the engine bay. You'll notice we just click that little button there, bonnet comes up. First thing that jumps out at you, gas. Has injected gas on this vehicle. Now injected gas generally gives the same power or slightly better than the standard power figure of a car, but you get that great cheapness of gas because we love how cheap gas is. You're looking at a 3.6 litre V6, 175 kilowatts of power, 325 newton meters of torque on petrol, connected to a 4-speed automatic transmission. That's going to give you on average 10.7 litres to the 100. Out of a 73 litre tank, you're going to get in excess of 680 kilometres to the tank. That's great fuel economy, especially combined with the injected gas. That's going to save you a lot of money as well. Around to the back of the Berlina now, as we mentioned before, tow bar, reverse sensors and the Anderson plug down the bottom. Obviously we've got a high mount stoplight here as well as the rear wiper, making the car a lot easier to drive. When it's wet, you can see out the back. Little pneumatic button there just releases the tailgate, does go straight up. Now something, I've actually owned a sports wagon in my life, and one thing they said on the ad, and it's actually brilliant when you're at a shopping centre or if you reverse up to a garage wall, you'll notice it only comes out about 20 centimetres from the car, not even that much. It's really short and straight up and a massive place to put all of your things in. Really easy to live with this car. Now in the back, first thing that's going to jump out at you, we have a tyre in the back. Little space saver in there to save on weight, still got its fuzzy things on it. The reason for that, obviously the gas tank's underneath. If you wanted to get rid of the tyre, you could go the can of tyre inflate goo and hope for your best, and a little bit of a compressor in the back just to save on the space if you wanted to. In the back here, we've got a 12 volt socket, which you're zoomed in on right now. And if your cameraman goes up, which is going left, up, we've got a little cargo holder there as well if you want to put a shopping bag of milk and not have it roam around the back. Also got our little tie downs all around the car as well. We've got a cargo blind here. That's good to see the previous owner has kept that. Now, if you pop it in the little nook for itself there, hide all of your many things from any prying eyes. But if you want, you just pop that down like that, goes up, easier to put things in, pop it back down again. Now what we'll do is we'll just retract it all the way in. Can be removed quite simply. camera and ducks a little bit, you'll notice we've got the seating set up in its 60-40 split there. You'll notice perfect, almost perfectly flat, hard card all the way along and carpeted. You can fit one of the biggest boxes from IKEA in the back of this, and I truly can say that because I've done it. Really good, easy car to live with. All right, now we're inside the Berlina now. Quite a familiar place for me, actually. It feels very good. Now, obviously on this car, we have height and everything adjustable steering wheel, so you can set up exactly where you want to go. I think that's about right for me. I'm happy there. Really good condition steering wheel, no marks or any signs of wear on it. Buttons have no wear on it either. Now we'll start over on the right hand side, normally where there'd be window switches, but there's nothing in this car. Nice cloth. I really like the cloth on the door handle. Beats carpet hands down. Little speaker there. Coming around under here, you'll notice we've got automatic headlights on this car, so they will turn on if you go in a tunnel or anything like that. But if you feel like driving with your lights on, you can, and obviously pull it out for the fog light as well. Button above that adjusts the dash brightness as well as our indicators and cruise control on the right hand stick, on, off, up and down. Quite easy to do. Coming across the steering wheel, we've got our volume up button here as well. Really good sound in this car. We've got our Bluetooth phone hang up button there, so you can make people go away, and mute the audio system as well. Coming across the airbag Holden steering wheel here, nice little touch with the silver. I like that. Going across, we have our audio, which we can change the modes and everything like that for, as well as our trip computer, which will change the center screen. We do have a digital speedo in this car, which I really like, much better than the analog one. One thing to note with the analog one, though, it's a normal speedo in good legal increments up to 100, and then it goes silly after that, but nice and easy with this car to keep on the good side of the law. Across from that, we've obviously got our tachometer, fuel and temperature gauge, and back to here we can change a radio station from there, which we've just changed it to Nova, I think. We've got our windscreen wiper as well as our rear windscreen wiper on this one as well. Coming across a little bit more, we've got our nice air conditioning vents pumping out great amounts of cold air on us on this hot day. And coming down a little bit further, we've got Holden's iconic green screen for the climate control and radio. It's currently telling us it's Wednesday. We have the fan almost on max. We've got it on face and recirculate, and both on the dual zone, cold and cold, so my cameraman doesn't complain in the back there. Coming down a little bit more, I'll just move the shifter out of the way. We've got our dual zone air conditioning here. You can adjust everything as you'd expect with the air conditioning of the modern day car. We've got a little pad here, as well as in where there'd normally be a 12-volt socket, we've got our little switch here to switch between petrol and gas. Currently not running on petrol, but if we wanted to, we could switch it to gas. Probably need to put some in it though if we were to do that. Now, while the cameraman's on this sort of level, I'm going to get him to come up here a little bit. You can probably just see it. Part of the Anderson plug, this car actually does have electronic brake controller as well, which means, and it's nice and out of the way, you're not going to kick that out unless you really go up there. Really nice and out of the way. Means you can tow the full weighted towing on this vehicle, and electronic brakes are a lot smoother and safer to drive as well. Coming back across to the center now, we've got a button that looks like a car doing a skid, and if you push that button, this car will do that. Probably not the best button to have. You want to keep it on so you're nice and safe. Sports mode here if you feel like being a bit sporty. We've got our shifter here. We can select first, second, third, D for drive, N for night mode, R for race, and P for park. Coming down, handbrake when it's down, nice and smooth. I really like that look. Pop it up because we don't want to roll away while we're doing our video. Down here we've got our door lock buttons here so I can trap my cameraman forever, as well as our mirror controls, and a little button there so my cameraman can't play with the windows either. Just denying the cameraman everything right now, and I'm being a bit mean. We've got a little spot here for coins or other such things. Sorry for the interruption there. Our detailer just decided to open the door while we were filming the video. Got cup holders here as well as a leather armrest here for the center console, which as you can see is cavernous. I actually have to take my sunglasses to see the bottom of it. It goes down into the floor, I'm sure. Little 12-volt socket in there as well. Coming around the interior, just where the story gets better on this car, you're going to struggle to find even a stain or a nick on this interior. Really good thing with the cloth seats in the Berlina. If you're a person like myself that doesn't really like leather, you'll find this to be really soft and really comfortable, and great to hop in on either a summer or a winter's day. Now, my cameraman always tells me to look here. We've got rear air conditioning for the back passengers, a good thing to note, and hidden away, cup holders. I love that. Obviously rear floor mats and front floor mats as well, both genuine Holden items which we like to see in this vehicle. Now, while the camera's panning back, I'm just going to grab the service books for this car because that's something we really like to talk about at this point. Just get up to the correct page. Now with the Holden books, they obviously rip out their little page here. we're going to come back. Oh, hang on, my camera's telling me to look at the roof, because one thing I usually point out that I've forgotten to today for some reason is I can't stand it when you hop in a car and there's marks and fingerprints on the roof, and this one is actually unmarked. Back to the service books, we've got Holden, we've got full service there, we've got another service there at 30, 44, hang on, back one, then we've got it again, that one's at the 60, then we've got 71, 84, and that's been done by us again at 88 when we brought it into stock. So full service history as well. Amazing outside, amazing inside, great service history. The story just keeps getting better. Thank you for watching this video walk around of our 2009 MY9.5 Berlina. As you can see, a really practical car. With my wagon, I used to go to the beach, fish and chips, missus, sit at the back, have a comfortable place to sit. Really nice, very practical wagon. With the gas system as well, is going to save you a lot of money. As you've seen, brilliant condition outside, inside, and the service books. It's the right car to own. Do remember to ask your salesperson about 5-year mechanical protection plans we can offer on this vehicle that now includes 5 years of roadside assist as well. And low rate finance we can do on this vehicle as well. The number here is 9709 2999. Thank you for watching.